It's Wednesday. The Black Plague roiled the supercontinent of Eurasia in the 14th century. But was it really as dark as we think? Wow. Sad. Double wow. The Black Death, also known as the Pestilence, also known as the Bubonic Plague, also known as the Great Plague, ransacked Eurasia for over 30 years. In that time, it killed between 75 to 300 million people. But was it really as bad as they say? Today we'll be answering 5 questions about the Black Death. Question number 1. Where did the Black Death come from? Well, no one is really sure. In the medieval times, the French blamed the planets. Today, scientists believe in plague theory, which states that Yersinia pestis, a bacterium named after the handsome Alexander Yersin, caused the bubonic plague. Question number 2. Where did the Black Death come from? Just like there is controversy over if the planets or Yersinia pestis caused the bubonic plague, there is controversy over where the plague began. Some point to the inscriptions upon graves in Kyrgyzstan and say the disease started there. Others, like medical geneticist Barbara Barmatry of the Institut Pasteur in Paris and Stephanie Harsmitz of Johannes Gutenberg University in Germany, say the plague began in China. But one thing is for sure, the plague began in the East and killed people. Question 3. What was life like under the reign of the Black Death? The Black Death was an efficient killer. Major European cities such as London, Paris, and Florence lost 50% or more of their populations. The collapsed economy only spurred on the superstitious killings of lepers, Jews, beggars, and pilgrims, all of whom were blamed for the plague. But even during these trying times, folk dancing thrived. Ambrogo Losetti's fresco depicts a rapturous group of dancing women. Look at the joyous dignity. To the left, we can see a group of women gently touching their hands together, as another quixotically ducks under. In the biz, we call this dancing motif the bridge. To the right, we see a cackle of pale matriarchs. We can only guess what they're thinking. Bemused, anger, indigestion, only the hands of time can tell. This woman with the tambourine almost seems trapped in time, her mouth held open, almost as if to accept a grape from a vine in front of her. Whoa, this is actually a really big mural. Wow, this man is unique in that he is the only man in the bottom southeast section of the frame. Look at the wand in his hand, the apocalyptic goats at his fore. What do you think he is thinking? Does this woman notice him? Does she even care? Where do you think these intrepid bishops are headed? This guy is holding a pigeon. The grizzled slew of scaffolding. Question number 4. How many Black Deaths can a death Black Death if a Black Death could Black Death? Let's rewrite this as an equation, substituting algebraic terms for Black Death and Death Black. If y equals x, that means x equals x. Of course, that means how many die equals 2x. That means 2 Black Deaths. Wow! Question number 5. Using all we've learned today, all of the lessons that we have gone through together, how do we best survive the coronavirus? While our modern medicines and drugs have prevented many Black Deaths, scientists still worry a drug-resistant version of the bubonic plague will return. This actually happened in Madagascar in 2017, which is kind of terrifying. Like 170 people died. Today, a new threat arises from China, once again threatening humanity. While the scientifically undeveloped French thought the planets caused the Black Death, we in modern times can simply turn to Mozart's second aria in Apollo et Hierarchus, the opera Mozart wrote when he was 11 years old. After speaking to an expert translator, my team uncovered this passage foretelling the coming of the coronavirus. I do not want to feed and tourist kings, already medicines men do. Sadly lift, patience can help, there is only reached. Sobering words from an 11-year-old. But just like the medieval times, there is only one way to make dark out of darker, only one way to make glee out of gangrene. Through traditional Italian folk dancing techniques, as seen in Ambrogo Losetti's fresco Effects of Good Government in the City. This has been True Facts of History, and I am William. Look at the joyous dignity of these women. Look at the joyous dignity